guys, welcome back to Alicole.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Elisa, and we're going to tell you about our Ouija Board Experience. She's sick, by the way.
Yeah, so sorry if I sound like deaf or like a boy going through puberty. So you want to talk about the dangers of the game?
Yeah, so short disclaimer, you have to do a lot of research for this. You can't just jump into it. Ouija boards are very dangerous. You don't play a Ouija board. It's not a game. I know that they sell them at the store for like 7 years old and up, but no. So we did a lot of research. I'm a Christian, by the way, so I really believe in God. I'm just super interested in all this stuff. But yeah, we did a lot of research. We researched. Well, we watched a lot of videos first off of other people doing Ouija boards, and then we researched what the consequences are, how to play it, what questions that you should and shouldn't ask. We went into depth.
And it's important to know also, you are contacting a spirit world, and they are a lot more powerful than you are, and you can't play the game if you have an illness or anything weak inside of you, because they can take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. So if you are playing a game and someone is sick or some sort of issue or anything like that, just avoid it.
Yeah.
The best thing I can suggest from my experience from all this Ouija board is just don't do it. I know everyone says it, which makes you want to do it even more, but honestly, just don't do it.
Yeah, and I can make a video about Ouija boards and all that research and stuff if you would like me to.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna do it anyway. But yeah, so I guess we'll go into detail of how we made it. First off, I know you can make it with anything pretty much. So I paint a lot, so I have a lot of canvases. So I used a really, really thin canvas, which is kind of like cardboard. Mm-hmm. I used a Sharpie, and then I made the planchette out of a CD. I cut the CD with a little point and then a hole in it, but that didn't work. So I just cut the planchette out of a piece of paper. And then the first time that we did it, we have a coffee table, so we sat across from each other on our knees, and then we put we used 2 fingers, right? And we went
that. This is how I was holding it. I was holding it.
Were you?
This. Yeah, with my 2 fingers.
And I have a video, a short video that I can put at the end if you want to see. But the first time we did it, it was a really, really short conversation. We said hi, are there any spirits? First off, we did.
I literally hate you so much right now, asshole.
What the heck? Okay, so first off,
rude.
We said a protection prayer. So that's one of the things I'll say in my Ouija board video is you need to say a prayer, and there's things that you can put around the Ouija board that can protect you. So we put a glass of water, we put silver coins, and then we put salt. We have little salt shakers, so we just set it by it, and then we did the prayer, and then we started with, are there any spirits who would like to speak with us? And it took a while at first, mm-hmm. but then finally, it went to yes. And then we asked, are you a good spirit? And it went to yes. And then I asked what their name was, and what were the initials that it said?
CMB or CPM or something.
Something like that. And then I was asking if those were the spirit's initials. And we had another friend in the room, and she walked over as I was asking the question to come sit down and watch us. And right when she sat down, the spirit went straight to goodbye. Yeah. So either she had bad vibes, the spirit just didn't like her, or he didn't want to talk anymore. He or she didn't want to talk anymore.
It was a really strong pull. Mm-hmm. And I know you guys might be thinking oh, you did it, you moved it. But honest to God, we didn't touch it.
We did not. Even when we started and it started moving, I was like, are you moving it? And she was like, no, are you moving it? I'm like, no. So it's a weird feeling, mm-hmm. too. It's really, really hard to explain. We just sound crazy when we explain what it feels like. But it feels like an energy is going through your body, and
it almost feels like your fingers aren't pushing it.
Yeah, our fingers our fingers were barely touching it. Like, you could see the gap between our fingers and the piece of paper. So how Ouija boards work is, I'll probably say this in the video too, is they'll probably like go back and forth between the people, but they usually pick one person to use all their energy to like move it.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? I like lost my train of thought.
That's like a weird feeling.
Oh yeah, it's a weird feeling. Oh, okay. So right after I would ask the question, I would feel like when it was going to answer. Like, I wouldn't even finish the question, and I just knew that it was going to answer. So it's another thing, like, it's just a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But we did it another time because we thought that was cool. Like, we were shocked by it, I guess you could say, and like really curious. But we did it another time, and the mistake that I made is I drew crosses on the board.
Another mistake we did was we filmed it and we didn't tell we were filming.
Yeah, you need to like ask the spirits permission to film, or they can get mad or something can happen. But yeah, we just messed up with that part. All the research we did.
I know.
But I drew crosses on both of the bottom corners, which I don't know why I did that. I guess I was just doing it for more like protection.
Like, it would make sense, right? Like,
yeah. But I guess we could have put like our cross necklaces or something around the board.
True.
It's okay, next time.
No next time for me, but
so we did it a second time, and our second spirit was really powerful also.
And it was doing weird stuff. Like
it was a normal conversation at first. Like, we
At
asked
first,
if it was a good
normal.
spirit. Like, we asked what his name was. They also gave us initials, and the initials was like
M-A-J.
M-A-J.
Yeah.
And we did research after that we'll tell you about. But it said M-A-J, and then we asked like where it was from. And
it said, I think it said no, or it didn't respond.
Yeah, I don't remember what it said. It did give us an answer, but I don't remember.
I think it said yes, and we're like,
yeah. Oh, and I asked if it had a message for us, or if it wanted to tell us something. Is there a message you want to tell us?
So like Jesus, I believe you. What does that mean? How? See.
That's when it started being weird.
Yeah.
I also wrote the word Ouija at the top because that's how like most Ouija boards are. So
now this is the part that psyched me
she's like scarred from it.
Out.
Like I was pretty like weirded out too, but okay, before I say this is we asked its age, and it said 0, which we should have said goodbye right away. If it says 0, that means they haven't even been born yet, so they don't even exist.
So it's either like an entity that has never crossed the plane, or it could be like a evil spirit that's trying to get through into the world.
So it did say 0. And then when we asked if it had a message for us, it went to the word that said Ouija.
Yeah.
And then it went to one of the crosses. And we were like, okay. And then it went to the Ouija and the cross. It did it like 5 times. And we were like, okay, maybe we should say goodbye.
Yeah. No, but then, no, it was going back and forth.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it went to
like,
H6. Z. And I was like, I told her, I was like, we need to say goodbye. Like, we have to end this right now.
And thankfully, we were like, can we say goodbye? And it went to goodbye right away. Well,
we were thinking, although, looking back at it now, it was pretty hesitant about going to goodbye. And I was, in my brain, I was saying, I'm like, you better fucking go to, and I didn't say the F word because you're not allowed to curse while you're playing the game.
Yeah.
But I was like, you need to go to the goodbye. And it was like, and then it finally
and
went.
thankfully said goodbye, and we slid it across goodbye, and I usually turn the board over because that actually locks it. I know a lot of people don't turn it over, but I do because safe. And so we did a little research. The first thing we researched was MAJ when we asked if that was his initials or whatever, and it turned out that it was a war general or something like that. And around our school,
we have a battleground, a Civil War battleground. And we also have 2 big cemeteries, nearby. 5-minute walk.
And then I thought it had to do with where it came from when we asked where they were from.
Yeah.
I thought it had to do with that. So we were well, maybe their parents or their father was a war general. So I figured that would make sense because you come from your parents, But so that was weird, but it made sense because we live around that type of area. And then we were thinking about. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, we
our camera died, or it didn't have enough storage. Okay, so yeah, we were thinking about Ouija to cross, and we figured the spirit probably knew that we both believed in God. So maybe it was if you're a Christian or you believe in God, then why are you playing the Ouija board? Because that's the opposite thing to do.
Or we were thinking, because our camera was set up, so this was the Ouija board, and the camera was right here, right next to the cross. So we were thinking, maybe he was why are you filming me while we're doing the Ouija board? And he was like, do you not freaking understand what is going on?
Because he kept going back and forth, and then we're like,
we're actually kind of stupid.
And then it went to H, so we figured hell,
6,
6. And then Z, Zozo, which I'll mention in my other video. But Zozo is the main spirit demon,
the mother of all evil spirits.
The most dangerous, all that stuff. So I guess I don't know, it made sense because when we asked what their message was, it seemed like they were warning us, you guys are stupid, you need to stop. But
I mean, it could have it does make sense because it would have been you guys are believing in God and maybe you'll go to hell if you keep playing the game or something.
Yeah, it seemed just it was confused why we were even playing it in the first place because we are very firm believers.
So we both pray every night, and even though we're different Christian branches, we both still pray every night. And after the Ouija board, this is kind of my disclaimer to anyone that's not sure if they want to do it, because it totally psychologically messed me up for weeks, and she can contest to that.
Yeah, she still talks about it today.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I was scared to be in the apartment by myself. I wanted her to get rid of the board. The minute we were done with it, I just wanted nothing to do with it. And now we always joke that we have a ghost named Charlie, and now it kind of seems like we might have a ghost named Charlie, which Charlie's good because when we took a picture at our old apartment, it was a white orb, which usually means good spirit.
Yeah.
But just to anyone who thinks maybe you're kind of interested, maybe not. Personally, in my opinion, just stay away from it. Do not contact the dead. There's no reason to be contacting the dead unless you need to. Or just try and stay away from it. Like, that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
If you are doubting it, then you actually have to follow the rules. Like, I'm sure you're going to talk about that in your video. You cannot mess up. If you mess up, it can be very, very serious problems. Very serious. And after the Ouija board, I said 600 prayers. I prayed over the Ouija board, and I prayed over our apartment. I prayed over everyone in our apartment, and I was just not having it.
Yeah. My advice is, if you do want to do the Ouija board, don't say, I want to play the Ouija board, because it's...
I hate
Can you hear that? It's so rude. It's not a game, so do not say that you want to play the Ouija board. But if you do want to do the Ouija board, then you need to research a lot. You need to know all the consequences, that you're putting yourself at risk. It's not a game.
It's not.
So I have done the Ouija board again. First off, I did throw that board away, which you're not supposed to do. I ended up taking it home, and I put it in my car. And then, since my friend wanted to do it with me, I was gonna spray paint over it, because I didn't want the crosses there anymore. And the crosses turned purple, which isn't purple supposed to signify power, Jesus?
Yeah.
You know?
Because she painted it purple, and we were like, okay, we're fine. And then the next day, it just resurfaced. Then she painted it again, and
I painted it white. I painted it white, and it came up as purple. And then I spray painted the whole board, and the words, the letters and the numbers, kept showing through. And I understand you have to put more and more layers, but I did. I put 6 layers on top of it, and it would not go away. So I just threw it away, and I made a new one, which is also in my car. So I did it with a friend, so I can make a video about that. But yeah, I don't think a bunch of stuff has happened to us, honestly. I had scratches on my stomach, which I think I did by myself. So don't believe that. But I've had a cup of ice water in my room, and usually you hear the ice move if you shake it, or if you put your finger in it and stuff. And I was laying in bed, and I heard the ice move, which that freaked me out. I was like, okay, good night. And I went to sleep. And I've heard footsteps and stuff like that. We have marks on our wall that look like handprints or paw prints or something.
And we've asked we only have one more roommate, and we were like, hey, did you do this? And she's like, no. And we're like, did any of your other friends do this? She's like, no. So,
yeah, so I don't know. But we still think Charlie is he's a good spirit, or she.
He's more of a protector, I feel, because even when I said the prayers, it was calming. And I don't know, we haven't taken pictures of us in the dark recently, so I don't know if whatever's there is there. But I do know, and I think that Charlie is a good spirit, and that he genuinely, because he came from, what we think is we think he came from my boyfriend's house with him, and maybe it's his guardian angel that also attached to us.
Yeah.
So, we don't know, but she'll keep you updated.
Yeah, so I'll make a I'll make a video about Ouija boards and research and everything that you should do, facts about it, if you do want to do the Ouija board yourself. And then I'm going to make a video with my other friend, so I can tell you the story of what happened to her. So
I'm sure her story is pretty interesting.
yeah, so it's about one of her family members, just so you know. So thank you for watching. Comment and subscribe. Bye.